Okay, day 2 of conic sections. We are going to be looking at the same 4 conic sections we talked about yesterday, but now we are going to take the information they give us and draw the picture. So for our first one, it tells us that we are going to be drawing an ellipse. And the center of that ellipse is at 0, -3. So the first thing I'm going to do is graph that point. 0 means I'm not going left or right on my x-axis. I'm going to stay on the y-axis and go down 3. 1, 2, 3. This is my center right here. Then I also need to graph my 2 foci. When it has plus negative right here, and I know foci is plural, this means I have I've got 2 points. So this right here is telling me my first point is a positive 8, -3. My second point is a negative 8, 3. So even though it looks like 1 point, I'm really given 2 points right here. Foci means I have 2, and my first one's positive, my second one is negative. So I can graph those points now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down 1, 2, 3. Sorry, this is a -3 still, too. And then my other one, I'm going -8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going down 3. So those are my foci. The length of my major axis is 20 units. So before I get to the major and the minor axis, the first thing I'm going to do is graph my vertices, because I know my major axis goes from one vertex to the other. So if I look down here at my vertices, I know that this one, again, I have that plus minus here. That's really 2 points. I have 10, -3 and -10, -3. So I'm going to graph those 2 first. So if I go positive 10, brings me all the way to the edge, down 3, 1, 2, 3, right here. And then -10 in my x direction, down 1, 2, 3, right there. And then my other 2 points here, I have 0, 3, and 0, -9. So 0, and up 1, 2, 3, and then 0, down, -9. Now I know my major axis is going to connect these 2 points right here, and I can check that that's 20 units long. If I count each one of those lines, I get 20 across. Same with my minor axis, 12 units down. When I connect these right here, there are 12 units in between those 2 vertices. So now I'm ready to draw my ellipse. I've got my 4 points, and so I can draw a rough sketch of the outside of that ellipse. Okay, let's move on to the next example. This one tells me I'm going to be graphing a parabola. So the first thing I've got is my vertex. That is 1, 1, right here. Then I know that my focus is 4, 1. So let's graph that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So just by graphing this focus, I know my parabola always has to open with the focus inside. So I know my parabola is going to be looking something like that. It's going that way. The next thing it tells me is my axis of symmetry is y equals 1. So if I go to y equals 1 right here, my axis of symmetry is a straight line going through y equals 1, anywhere that y equals 1. So again, that tells me my axis of symmetry is going this way, so my parabola is going to look like something like that. Then the last thing is my directrix is -2, x equals -2. So if I go to x equals -2 right here, and I draw a line at x equals -2, That is my directrix. So now I have all those things graphed. I can draw my parabola. No, it's going to start at my vertex, open up in this direction. Okay. Next question. I have a circle. Graph my circle using the information provided. Center is 3, -3. Let's make this a little bigger. If I go to that point, 1, 2, 3, down 1, 2, 3, right here is my center. My radius is 6 units. So that means half my circle is going to be 6 units. So I'm going to count 6 from my center, left, right, up, and down. So that way I know where all 4 points of my circle should touch. So if I go this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, one more, and down 6. I know these are going to be the outside of my circle. So I have all the points I need. I can connect those dots and draw a rough sketch of my circle. Try that again over here. Okay, my last example is a hyperbola. I'll be drawing a hyperbola. So the first thing I need to graph is my center. It tells me to go to the point 2, -1, right here. I also know my vertices are 2, 3. So if I count over 1, 2, up 1, 2, 3, and 2, -5. 2 to the right, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just from graphing these points here, if my center is here and my 2 vertices of my hyperbola are here, that means I'm going to have something that looks like this. My center has to be in the middle. My hyperbola is opening away from that center. My foci I have are 2, 4, and 2, -6. So let's see, 2 and 4, and 2 and -6. And then finally, my asymptotes, I know they have a slope of positive or -4/3. So that's what this little plus minus sign means. That means I have one slope that is 4/3 and one slope that is -4/3. So I can start graphing that asymptote because I know my center point here is going to be on the asymptote. So if I start at my center point and I want to draw a line that has a positive slope of 4/3, I'm going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 3, 1, 2, 3. This is going to be my first line. So I can extend these out. And then I also know I have a line with a slope of -4/3. So that means I can go down -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, over 3, 1, 2, 3. This gives me my other asymptote. Okay, so now I have all that information graphed. I can draw my hyperbola. So I'm going to start at my vertex, which was these blue dots right here. So I'm going to have this one going up this way. And they go right along those asymptotes. And this one is going down. Right along the edge of the asymptote. And that's my hyperbola.